Today we're back in Call of Dragons for the Forge of Light, and I've been waiting for this specific event. In fact, I knew exactly what was going to be in this Forge of Light, and I've got the list for the rest of the season. So stick around in this video for my thoughts on the Spiritbone Torc and the Oath of the Stormpeak. Yeah, I'm going to pull. We'll see if I get lucky in about 500 keys. I expect I'll get a little bit wrecked, but let's give it a shot. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Call of Dragons. And as my subscribers know, anytime there's a Forge of Light with something new, I'll make a video about it so that you can make a decision about whether or not you're going to go for it. And I have a whole playlist about the Forge of Light, so if you're wondering this or that, I mean, I've covered most of them, so you can decide if you want to go for a Forge of Light and what's actually best in there. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you just don't miss out on that sort of stuff, all right? So let's get started with a review of what these artifacts do. Then I'm gonna pull, and I will also reveal what I believe to be the order for the remainder of the season for the different Forge of Light events that we're going to get in Season 2+. Now, the Spiritbone Torc is the thing I'm actually after. This has an effect called the Mocking Chorus. It's designed for the new infantry, which absolutely freaking slap, by the way. So it grants you 600 rage, taunts 5 surrounding enemy legions, forces them to attack you for 3 seconds, and your legion gains shelter. That's a defense boost of 15% for 30 seconds. And you reduce the normal attack damage you take by 5%, and you boost your counterattack by 10%. But when it is max level, well, let's see here. The first part of this is the same, but the shelter defense boost is now 30% for 30 seconds, which is a lot of stats. In addition, you take 10% less normal attack damage, and you deal 20% more counterattack. That is disgusting. So I really want to max the Spiritbone Torc. I think on the new infantry specifically, this is going to be very good, but I think this is actually just BIS for infantry anywhere you would use it, even if you're not putting it on Chisgule and Goresh. I think, look, counterattack's the jam, man. Reduce normals taken, increase counter. That's what infantry want to do. So from here, we got to talk about Oath of the Stormpeak, and I've never really used this myself. I've been wanting to have an excuse to have it so that I can go and try it, and I low-key hope I don't pull it. Why is that? There's plenty of good cavalry artifacts. This is the one that's designed for Ferondil, and the weirdness of this one, even though it's designed for Ferondil, inflicting a cowardice buff gives you Rampage, 10% damage dealt for 10 seconds. So basically, you charge your enemy with cavalry, you instantly use your active skills, you'll inflict cowardice with Ferondil, and then you get your Rampage buff of 10% damage dealt, and you'll maintain that 100% of your fight, you know? What this also does is it makes a clone of your Legion, and that clone lasts for 30 seconds. Now, if this is max skilled, your clone takes minus 70%, or it deals minus 70% damage, and it takes 800% damage. So, I mean, they're going to figure out really quickly which one is the clone. They'll probably get rid of it. You deal a fraction of the normal amount of damage you would deal. But, like, I don't know, when you're absolutely wrecking people, like, this is a win more artifact, basically. That's why I generally don't like it is, you know, there's several situations that you can play in. You can either be behind and losing, and I don't think you can use this to get away really from your enemies. Like, maybe you'll pull it off. So it doesn't help you there. There's a tiebreaker where maybe this helps you break a tiebreaker, maybe. And then there's situations where you're winning, and I kind of don't care about those situations because I'm already winning anyways. Win more is not a situation that I want to optimize for, you know? So I don't know. I think I'd like to use it, and then I can decide, okay? Now, for those of you wondering, there is actually the Trial of Light, and the Trial of Light lets you try these artifacts, but it's against a sort of gauntlet of enemies that isn't really representative, I think, of real fighting that you'll actually end up doing, which is why, it's very cool this is here. In fact, it's very important that this is here so people can actually use some of these artifacts and see, but, you know, it's just not the same. You can't really replicate, chasing down enemies because you don't do that in the Trial of Light. So I would like to unironically not actually pull Oath of the Stormpeak, but if I do, then like, all right, I'm going to give it a try and just see what I think of it, all right? So here we are in the Forge of Light. I have picked up 490 keys. I've gone into the Pluto Mall and already purchased my dragon tickets for getting more of these keys, by the way. And I made a dedicated video about the Pluto Mall, cardably in the end screen, talking all about how you can get 10% more stuff for your spending if you use the Pluto Mall. So the other thing we need to talk about in the Forge of Light is what are the consolation prizes. You have a 0.9% chance of getting the Spiritbone Torc or the Oath of the Stormpeak. You are guaranteed to get a legendary pull every 90, and one of those legendaries could be the Wolfwoman of Healer. That would be not great. Lucia's Horn, probably, I mean, like as good as the Wolfwoman of Healer, weirdly enough. I mean, some people really like the Wolfwoman, so I got to be really careful with that recommendation. I don't need it because I have Flying Cavalry. You can exploit the Wolfwoman of Healer, which has a teleport and then a teleport back effect. And if you use it to teleport somewhere, then go on a resource node, you will not teleport back. So you can make it a nice one-way trip to, you know, up a mountain or around an obstacle. But the Lucia's Horn I use every day. Like, I produce resource nodes and I gather them. So anyways, Springs of Silence don't excite me, but Fang of Ashkari does. Tear of Arbon does not excite me. So from all of these, actually Fang of Ashkari is like the only one I would be super hyped to get. I would not feel terrible about a Lucia's Horn, although that's really not why I'm paying money for this event. The reason I'm paying money for this event is to get the Spiritbone Torc, and I hope I get lucky and I get as many of those as possible. So how many legendaries am I expecting to get from this many pulls? 5. I mean, you know, it's about 90 per, so maybe 5.5, right? And I have gone in, by the way, and selected the Spiritbone Torc as my pity. So if there are 2 times in a row I get a legendary that's not the Spiritbone Torc, the next time is guaranteed to be that. So here we go, man. The pulls begin. We're 10 pulls in. No luck yet. 20. No luck yet. Okay. 30. No luck yet. And 40. Yeah, if you thought you could do this with a small number of keys, you're wrong. You want to save a lot of keys. 50. Big GG's, down to Clown, twice over from the Harlequin mask. Okay, 60. Off to a great start. 70. Okay, here we go. This is where it gets super real. Please. 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 Come on. Oh, jeez. Not great. Not great. Oath of the Stormpeak. Yeah, is what it is. Alrighty then. Off to a start. We're off to a start. All right. Here we go. 10. Okay. We go to 20. Nothing here. Come on. Don't suck. 30. No whammies. All right. Now we go to 40. Hooray! Alrighty. We go to 50. No dice. GG! Getting those cheeks clapped. 60. Okay. 70. Oh no. We go to pity. 80. Okay, we didn't go to pity at least. Please. I mean, Fang is cool, but I definitively do not need it. So I'm getting really wrecked here. I'm getting really, really, really wrecked right now. Okay. There's 10. I mean, Fang is like good. I have plenty of inf artifacts. I'm not planning to run 3 inf. There's 20. Here's 30. Here's 40. And then 50. No luck so far. 60. Getting pretty wrecked. We go to 70. Okay. Please be the thing I need. Please. No whammy. So I guess it's guaranteed at this point. GG. Yeah. There's the Spiritbone Torc. So I have the unlock. We can keep pulling, but I'm down 270 total keys at this point. So we're looking at like 3 more pulls. If it goes like that miserably, then it's going to take me a lot more keys than I have to max this thing. And I would like to max this thing, but we're going to talk about the order of the Forge of Light. And oh, super lucky pull off rip. So in the first 10... we go from here and see, please be the Spiritbone Torc. Come on. Tearfarbin. What a joke. All right. So we're a little bit wrecked. But at least it was wrecked quickly. Because now we're getting closer to pity. All right. I mean, geez, if I was getting one of those every 10 or 20, I'd be in great shape. But that one pull was so fast, it really offsets a lot of the... negativeness of how it was going so far. We're up to 30 on this one. Here's 40, I believe. Okay, 50. I'm in a pretty bad spot here. I mean, I'm very far from where I want to be with the Spiritbone Torc. 60. Okay, 70. 70 pulls. Please be a Spiritbone Torc. Jeez, I'm getting wrecked. I'm losing all the coin flips. All right. GG. We keep pulling. We keep pulling and hope for the best. 20. Then we go to 30. All right. Then we go to 40. Nope. Come on, 50? I mean, that one pull with 10 was so lucky. But, like, I'm not even getting Oath of the Stormpeak. 60? So, like, I'm, like, not even failing successfully. Like, I'm failing. Right? Like, failed task successfully is getting Oath of the Stormpeak. What's happening here? Nah, bro. We just getting wrecked. So, this is guaranteed now. 2 Spiritbone Torcs in about 400 keys. I mean, what, 380 keys? All right. In a perfect world, I would get 2 more legendary artifacts, but realistically, with 110 artifacts, like, I'm not in a great spot. And going to pity constantly on the Spiritbone Torc is pretty bad. And I do want to max this thing, so, you know, what's the game plan here? Well, you know, I have 2 more days of buying keys, so it's going to give me another, I don't know, like 200 keys almost, right? I'm probably not going to do great, but we'll see. I could get really lucky. And then after that, it's a matter of spending gems if that's what I want to do. Now, if I don't do that, ooh, that was like 40 or 50. And if this is a Spiritbone Torc, we're like back in it. Honestly, we're like legitimately back in it. Springs of Silence. Could it be worse? I guess it could be a little worse, but like, bro, it is not looking good for your boy Chisgule over here. So we can keep going and we'll pull these 70 keys and see how we do. I was really spoiled by the Forge of Light where literally every pull was one of the 2 artifacts. And I think what I wanted, I can't remember. I'll put a card in the end screen for this because it was so insane. It was like a split of, I think, Gold Crest and Rattle Spear, and I wanted them both. And every single legendary artifact was one or the other. And I got an even split of 5 and 5. It was so good. It was so good. No, we're on the gotcha portion of today's video. And the gotcha in this case is, yeah, it's getting me pretty good. They got me pretty good. I know that's not exactly what that's intended to mean, but sure did work out that way. So, I did 490 pulls. I got 2 Oath of the Stormpeak. What can you learn from this? No, 1 Oath of the Stormpeak, 2 Spiritbone Torc. I failed pretty miserably on these pulls. I went to pity both times on in the Spiritbone Torc. You should not pull for this unless you're ready to pull to pity. And that pity is twofold. The first pity is at least 90, where you're guaranteed a legendary. And the second pity is I guess, 3 times 90, right? So it's 270, where you can guarantee to get the one that you want if you fail twice. And I think this is the sort of event where extra keys is a good thing to have. So I will continue to do this event, like I said, but here's something to keep in mind. For the remainder of the season, according to the Call of Dragons customer service, and, you know, someone sent me this message. I don't know who it was. So big shout out to whoever sent me this. In the future, I will save the image with this person's name because they sent me a picture of the artifact order. And the picture says, sorry to keep you waiting. The Order of the Forge of Light in Season 2+ is the Spiritbone Torc with the Oath of the Stormpeak, which that came true, okay? Gold Crest with the Phoenix Eye would be next. Springblade and Viola's Bow after that, and then Infernal Flame and Greymar's Warhammer. So if this pattern holds true, where at the start of a new season, you get the old, the previous new artifact, I guess I should call it, plus the new artifact for the new hero, right? So like next season, we know they're going to release new mages. So presumably there'll be a mage artifact plus the Spiritbone Torc. It's like the very first Forge of Light, which like, if that's true, how ham do I want to go now with gems and all kinds of craziness to max this thing out? I don't know. And I feel like having one low-level Oath of the Stormpeak is actually pretty worthless to me in the grand scheme of things. I think I actually might be able to just buy these on the spot using my dragon tickets, which is kind of nice. Dude, dragon tickets. GG. So we can go and open these up real quick and see how we do. I've got 30 more artifact pulls. I don't think these are on the same pity as the other thing. So I don't think I'm messing up my pity, but that sure would be a hack if they were on the same pity. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely not on the same pity. Cool. And I didn't get anything, which is a little weird. I have a ton of artifacts now. In fact, I have so many artifacts, this is like a whale problem, that I actually can like start to, I don't know. I feel like I can stop picking up artifact keys. I just don't need them anymore. I don't think they're doing anything for me. I will actually level up Lucia's Horn, which is a little weird, but I'm going to do it because I actually use this thing. So we're going to go for it. Normally, for most people, I would say they should not do this. They should use Lucia's Horn as fodder to take another artifact up to 6 stars or 5 stars. You know what I meant. And now we're going to go take our Spiritbone Torc all the way up, and we are going to equip this bad boy immediately to our infantry. So let's get these levels rolling. We are going to just max level this thing off rip. I've saved the dust to be able to do that. The defense is totally fine. And we jam this thing all the freaking way up, baby. All the way up to level 60. Victory? Unrelated. Amazing timing and unrelated. Victory. Okay. Weird, but all right. Here we are. This just that literally just happened. Now we start this thing up. And I mean, I suppose I could skill this thing up first. My one skill up. Woo! Let's see. The taunt duration does not change. The defense bonus goes up 3. The normal attack damage reduction goes up 1. The infantry counterattack damage bonus goes up 2%. I'll take it. And from here, I mean, I may as well equip it. We're putting it on Gorash. And let's star this thing up and do our ascensions here. A part of the weirdness is that we have an exchange shop, but there's like, if you actually spend in the game, there's like not enough to exchange for. It's really weird. And recently there were 5 forge keys, but they don't put 5 forge keys in there every week. I feel like that's got to be a bug. I'm going to reach out to someone and ask about that, because that can't be right. Okay. And now we use the epics to get our level ups on the Spiritbone Torc. GG easy. And we are going to use the legends, man. We're going to go for it. All right. So what legends am I going to use? Well, I have 2 of these universals, so that's an easy choice. You definitely don't need 5 of these. You don't need 5 of anything. You just need 4 skill ups. So get rid of 1 of those. And I could get rid of, okay. I mean, get rid of that one. Like I said, I'm in a really crazy spot right now with these things. Yeah, I got a lot of ascension materials. Great. Ascend. You are ascended. GG. So I'm going to need to get more skills on this thing for it to definitely be better than some of the other ones that I've got, but it's in a pretty good spot. The Spiritbone Torc, everybody. Even more bundles for more keys. See, this is what I was just saying. It's like, do I even need more of these artifact keys, though? Like, I actually don't know that I need the dust, and I don't know that I need the artifacts anymore. Like, it's really weird. Like, I could spend on these, but what am I even getting anymore? Like, if I could actually get Greymars, if I could actually get the items in the picture here, that would be a different story, but I might just hold off on getting those. These bundles are like a snap buy at the start of the game, but the artifacts that are in here ultimately taper off later on. I mean, I don't know. There are some things in here I'd like to have, right? Like, I would like to have more Phoenix Eye. I mean, you know, Staff of the Prophet's really cool. I would like to do some stuff with that, but I feel like I'll get there eventually. To be determined. Let's go actually use this thing, shall we? So I don't know if this is actually going to work, which is why I want to try it, but can you... I don't know if you can taunt these guys, the dark creatures. So, I mean, let's find out. Actually, we'll do it like this. Group them, group him. We'll run these guys in, and he's going to try to taunt off them. So let's see if that works. So he's going to charge in. They're not necessarily attacking him. I pop my Q, mocking chorus. I think they were all taunted, but that happened so fast. Like, that was a really short effect. So I wonder how this will work against other players. Like, does it really stop them from kind of doing what they were doing? I don't know. I think it's a little bit disruptive, certainly, especially if the enemy needs to retarget whoever they were hitting afterwards. And look at the effect. What's going on here? I had some effect going on. It was a circly weird thing that I don't know that I'd seen before. I think that was representative of the defense boost I was getting, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I think this artifact, like, I'm on board for it. I think it's good. I just think the passive counterattack is going to be really good. And I think also that the ability to put it on any infantry and have it be good is going to be super worth. But we'll have to use it and find out. So subscribe to the channel. I'll definitely be making a video to decide if the many hundreds of dollars on the Spiritbone Torc is going to be worth it. I suspect that it will be super good. And let me tell you, I am already freaking loving Goresh and Skogul paired together. Dude, they are the jam. Very happy with that. So we'll see how it goes over the course of the season. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Check out those cards in the end screen if you want to see the Pluto Mall, or alternatively, do you want to see what it looks like when the Forge of Light just goes 100% perfectly? I was spoiled. I was genuinely spoiled. Should have just quit while I was ahead, because you could not do any better than this card in the end screen.